Welcome to EU City Calc, a web tool developed with the aim to support cities to create and implement their climate neutrality transition pathways. You will be able to perform real-time simulations and, regardless of your level of expertise, access directly the key measures and levers of the low-carbon transition. By following a few steps and selecting from measures like free public transportation, heat pumps in buildings, or urban farming, you can visualize how your city's emissions change and compare them with its climate targets. Here is how. Go to eucitycalc.climate.com. Select your city and click on Pathways. This is the page where you can build scenarios for your city, compare them, and visualize their impact on the GHG emissions produced. To directly access the web tool, you must choose a city. The web tool includes two main pages, the dashboard and the Pathways page. Both sections allow you to build and compare scenarios and visualize their impact on GHG emissions. Let's have a look at the Pathways page. Remember that you can always shift to another city while using the web tool by clicking on the top left. For more information about the city, click on the question mark button. You can find these question mark buttons everywhere on the web tool to better understand how to create your preferred scenarios. To build your transition scenario, follow the step-by-step menu on the left side of your screen. You can either choose from a predefined set of measures, or you can browse them manually. For example, we can start by using the ambitious scenario that has already been pre-saved. Have a look at the measures that have been selected. If required, you can change their order in Section 2. Once you have applied the changes you want, run the model by clicking Apply Measures. The calculations might take around 15 seconds to appear. Et voilà! The graph will visualize each sector's projected emissions until 2050. In this case, you can see that the highest emission reduction will occur in the building sector, while emissions from transport, agriculture and industry will be comparatively less reduced. To gain more insight into emission reductions and cost changes for each measure, click on Apply Measures in detail. In the table, you can compare the impact of the different measures and identify the highest emission reductions. Here, the measure called Expand District Heating is expected to lead to a reduction of 14 kilotons carbon dioxide equivalent reduction by 2030, when compared with the reference scenario. The reference scenario is evaluated based upon national climate policies and the expected situation in the chosen city. You can have a look at the different sectors in detail, e.g. buildings, and see the emission reduction in all uses. Note the especially drastic GHG decline for heating. You can also explore the energy demand of each activity and vector. In this example, district heating will increase, replacing more pollutant forms of heating. Further down, you can view energy demand per vector. When the ambitious scenario is applied to the city of Dijon, the total energy demand for natural gas will be drastically reduced. Now let's lock the scenario. Your transition scenario is saved on the right side of your screen, and you can use it to compare it with other transition scenarios that will appear on the left side. For instance, you can build on the ambitious scenario and reinforce it by adding some additional measures. By clicking on Browse Measures, you can see all the selected measures for the different sectors and apply even more to redesign the ambitious scenario. In the building sector, eco-districts, expanding district heating, introducing smart meters, renovation of public buildings, and renovation of residential buildings are already selected. In the transport sector, 3 measures have been selected. To go further, select all transport measures directly from the menu. It is important to mention that the most ambitious option is selected when you click on the button to select the measure. Feel free to play with it and select another option from the transition measure. For now, we will keep the most ambitious options. To validate the selection, click on Apply Measures, and the tool will allow you to start comparing the 2 transition scenarios. The upper graphs show the total GHG emissions by sector. We notice a clear difference between our two scenarios, and especially for the transport sector, as a result of activating all the relevant measures. You can have a closer look at the transport sector either by selecting GHG emissions or other metrics like the activity passenger demand. In this category, you can see that the most emissions are from using cars, which has slightly decreased in the second build scenario. When you have finished with the simulation of a scenario, it's possible to share it with your stakeholders by using the URL link. Alternatively, ask us to save the scenario by providing a name and a short description. This way you can check its impact on the dashboard page under the Long-Term Pathways section. Finally, by clicking here, right next to Associated Measures, it's possible to export the different associated measures and their impacts. This data can help you fill in your sustainable energy and climate action plans for the Covenant of Mayors or other reporting as required. If you want further information and data from the web tool, click on the Data section and then explore the DataX. The Data Explorer enables you to navigate through the model's data, providing valuable insights into the GHG emissions of different sectors. To begin, select your desired region, which can either be a specific country or city. Then you can apply multiple filters to refine the data displayed. These filters include the sector, data type, data priority, metric name, years, and more. By applying specific filters, you can focus on the precise data you're interested in analysing. For example, if you look at the transport sector, you can select a specific metric to understand its evolution based on your selected measures. As you adjust the filters, the right-hand side of the screen will illustrate informative graphs that represent the selected metrics, along with their associated dimensions. You can switch between different visualizations using the options available on the top right of the screen. The graph's colors depict disparities between historical and projected data, providing you with a clear understanding of the data's evolution and trends. Lastly, on some pages at the bottom section, details about the data sources and their respective hierarchies is revealed. You will also find information on the origin of the data, whether it's at city, most qualitative data, regional, national, continental, or global level. Another way to create different transition scenarios is by using lever mode with EU City Calc. This allows you to refine your scenarios by managing the levers, 200 technological or behaviour levers in comparison with 30 measures. You'll find 3 different groups of levers. Levers that are influenced by national policies. These levers can be, for instance, related to legislation for buildings renovation performance or car efficiency. You can check levers influenced by the social demography of the city. For example, the expected future evolution in the population of a city. You have levers that were influenced by city measures. Let's use an example to illustrate the possibilities of the levers. For instance, if you think that the measures related to the residential buildings are not ambitious enough, you can go further and introduce levers such as renovation depth or new building efficiency. The 4th level is the most ambitious setting and corresponds to a disruptive change. Click on the lever to see its evolution in time from level 1 to 4. Don't forget to unlock. A top-up message will appear to inform you what you're supposed to do. Now you can compare the 2 different scenarios. Let's view the building section, for which we chose the maximum level for the residential buildings lever. By selecting the energy demand metric, we can see that the heating in blue has decreased further. Now it's over to you.